Breaking news. The Yoruba leaders task Buhari on equal treatment of citizens as Igbo leaders meet Wike on killings. Political and traditional leaders of Western Nigeria have renewed their push for a speedy review of report of constitutional conferences, including the 2014 National Conference. This is happening as their counterparts in Eastern Nigeria, the hotbed of Biafran agitation, were in Port Harcourt, the River State chapter, to resolve the alleged issue of killing of Igbo youth by the security forces in Igbo, with Governor Wike Wilson. At the Port Harcourt summit, where the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, Governor David Umahi of Ebonyi State, his Abia counterpart, Okwezie Ikweazu, the Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Dr. Nkem Okeke, a representative of Enugu Governor, President General of the Waneze Igbo and Chief John Iniha Nwodu, Chief Emmanuel Nwunyaun, among others. Security forces in the state are accusing members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, of hiding under the NSAS process to kill security operatives in the state, but the pro-Biafra group has been accusing Governor Wike Wilson of ordering soldiers to invade their homes to murder innocent and defenseless Igbos in retaliation. It is been alleged that around 20 lives were lost in recent clashes between IPOB and security officials in Obigwe, a boundary town between Rivers and Abia State. At the summit, the Eastern Nigerian leaders pressed for improved security and peaceful coexistence of all ethnic groups in the area. They also demanded that the state should equally extend the same compensation offered to the family of fallen security personnel to Igbo's families that lost members of their military actions in the area. Governor Wike Wilson recently pledged to pay 20 million naira each to the families of the soldiers and police killed during the NSAS protest in the troubled Obigbo. The governor, however, claimed at the Port Harcourt summit that he never ordered soldiers to kill Igbo in the area, pointing out that he couldn't have taken such an action when he, as commissioner, personnel aides and friends from the place. In the meantime, in the communique issues at their meeting that was also attended by ministers from the region following the NSAS protests, mayhem in Lagos, leaders of Western Nigeria said that reviewing reports of constitutional conferences, including the 2014 National Conference, in the way out for the president's administration. In the communique signed by the Ooni of Ife, Oba Enitan Ogunwusi, and the chairman Southwest Governors Forum, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State, they also called for the implementation of some of the recommendations of the conferences, especially with reference to security, economy, and equal treatment for citizens all over the country. The meeting that was also attended by the presidential delegation led by President Muhammadu Buhari's Chief of Staff, Pro Ibrahim Gabari, commended Abuja for its responsiveness to the initial demands of the EndSARS demonstrators and the firm handling of the aftermath of the protest, while calling for an adjustment of the security architecture to adequately address the threats and realities of insecurities in the country. They said there is need to undertake preventive actions aimed at prevention of reports of what happened in the country following the EndSARS demonstrators. Security needs to be strengthened in all states. We wish to encourage the Nigerian police by responding to their needs and appeal to them to do more to protect lives and properties and enhance security all over the country. We call for specific measures and proposals to repair damage done to the physical infrastructure and economic assets of the Southwest. According to them, the prolonged closure of the border had caused economic difficulties for people of the region. The border closure should be examined at alleviate problems of the people in the border community and price of some essential commodities. There is need to review the closure and submit consumption of economic and trading activities for them. A comprehensive program that will address youth empowerment and empowerment should be prioritized and ensure closer coordination of complementarity between the state and the federal government. In this regard, the curricula of tertiary institutions should be reviewed with the emphasis placed on skills acquisition and entrepreneurship. We urge that every effort should be made to resolve the impasse between ASUU, that's ASU, and the federal government so that students can return to school in earnest, leaders of the southern Nigeria said. On the destructive and dangerous potency of fake news, the communiques called for the use of 2015 Cyber Act. We call on federal government to use the instrumentality of existing laws and those regulating bench bank from other countries to provide safeguard against the spread of fake news. Federal government should ensure that technology is used effectively for the advancement of the Nigerian security and not its destruction by working with the technological social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so on and so forth. The regime of the checks and gatekeeping should be fully employed. Equally at the meeting that was hosted by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos, where Inspector General of Police Muhammad Amadu and Director General, Directorate of State Security DSS. The meeting called to evaluate and provide solution to crisis and rocking the region was also attended by governors, all ministers from the region and paramount rulers. Governor Akeredolu, in his opening remark, said that the meeting was called for all the stakeholders in the region to address various challenges facing their region, pointing out that everybody was worried and concerned over different situations in the region, especially a peaceful youth protest that later showed build into mayhem, which Lagos suffered most. What we have seen recently in the region in few days, we believe something has to be done. We are still going back to our respective states to meet all the relevant stakeholders as well, such civil society organizations, traders, and their various associations, and all the security agencies. We want to find last solution to youth unrest. Everybody here has a role to play in this mission because what we witnessed was an attack on our heritage, he said. Gambari, the leader of the Federal Republic delegates, said that President Muhammadu Buhari was fully aware of what happened and was putting critical measures in place to get reoccurrence. Thank you, viewers, for listening to this news. Viewers, imagine if this wasn't in his agreement, or was it in the agreement with him, then when we people adopted and forced him on Nigeria as president, it marks of lack of vision. This is too late for these people. This is too late for you. This is what the North wanted, and they will soon get because of the way we are treating our fellow region. An opportunity to completely take the country, and the Yoruba offered it. So what do you expect? What do you expect? The understandable reasoning between the traditional rulers